Yeah, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, bump.
It gets me every time.
He was in a concert yesterday. Played the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Nice. He's got the bump. So why wouldn't
he does? He's got the bump.
Why wouldn't he be? That's the question you got to ask yourselves. Hi, John. Do you have a good week? John Wellington, everyone. Marv Connor. Unsuitable Language.
Yeah, I had an exhausting week, but I am here.
Number 10. This is it. We're in double digits, John.
After the quick ending to the last show, we are here.
I can't do it. There you go. 10. Is that the right way, or is it like that? It's that. 10.
I still can't get my.
We're number 10. This is it. We've done it.
Oh, this is 10. I thought this is 9.
This is
all right. 10.
This is. Hey, some people said it's 11 because you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6 and 5. Clearly 11.
Mm.
Right? That's how con men do it, people.
Technically 11, right?
Yeah.
That one show we're not gonna shall not be mentioned.
No, I still count it. We just don't.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did it.
This is our 10th one. Once the hidden tape. Who's
right.
Who's listening anyways, John? Let's be honest.
Nobody. Well, we're just having fun. So,
the way we get people to listen is if we say bad things about Cleveland comedians. That's how we could get.
Oh well, we're not going to do that because that's not what the show's about. But
because narcissists will all listen.
Oh yeah. Well,
what did he say about me?
I'm gonna go to the Time. We're
listen. Did you hear what he said about you? Every week they'll be listening to see who we said shit about. That's how you get popular, right, Fox News? You might get a defamation suit. You have to know it's not true. If you know it's not true and you say it, then you're responsible. Right, Fox News? $787.5 million, almost $1 billion. Only 2.
Yeah, but you know what? It's one of those things where it's like, everybody told you so, right? Everybody told all the viewers of Fox News, they're lying to you, right? I mean, like seriously, they're just telling you what you want to hear. They're just lying to you. You're like, I don't like watching bad news. And I was like, okay, you can watch the news, which sometimes is bad. Most of the time.
No
you can watch it.
They say, why do we have good news? No one watches good news.
Right. I mean, it's just like, today we have puppies. Then watch those shows. If you want to watch, what was it? Regis and Kathy Lee. And now it's, I don't know, Ripa and Ripa or something. I don't know.
Rip Torn. He's a great comic.
Yeah. I mean, then watch those. Why? Nobody says you can't.
All right. Watch them. Look it out.
But whenever it comes time to vote, yeah, maybe check yourself out there.
Maybe don't vote for the game show host.
Right?
Well, we did have a milestone, though, and you pointed it out. We should probably play some congratulatory music.
Oh, yes.
We should. No mass shootings this week.
Well, yeah, we'll replay. Why don't we just replay the kids' song, Beethoven and Mozart?
Well, okay, we could do that.
Or do you have surprise music or something like that?
No, well,
celebration music.
That's not it.
Oh, I just didn't know if it was already queued up or something. Our producer, again, Patrick, I don't know what the hell's going on with him.
This is a weekend.
Is he off this week because of Mother's Day?
Not very good for mass shooting. No.
Patrick was supposed to have that queued up, and he fucked it up again.
We're gonna fire him because he's the worst.
We're gonna have to pay more than $1 a show. I think that's. I think you get. That's the quality you get for $1 a week.
Here's the music to celebrate no mass shootings. That's
the sound of silence.
Did you hear it? Did
no,
you hear
I
that?
didn't hear anything.
You couldn't hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck. Oh, I don't have it presenting. That's why. Share, present.
He's supposed to have all this stuff queued up for you.
Now it's there. All right.
If you do hammer time.
You heard that, right?
No.
You didn't hear that?
No.
Shit. Here we go again.
You had to hear that.
I heard that. Here we go again.
That's the
Is
gun
that
lobby.
the celebration music for?
That's the gun lobby.
I'm like, yeah, they're over there like, what the fuck?
Here we go.
Why
Here
not
we
this
go.
week?
We found one. No shootings this week. No shootings, folks. That was it.
Yeah. That's I thought there was gonna be more into that celebration music, but all right. Yeah, we'll take it.
I'm not. That's
Maybe
it.
this week I can not my little boy asked, why is the flag at half mast? I can say, well, there was it wasn't a shooting this week. You know what I mean?
Well, here's a song.
Because every week he asks, why is the flag at half mast? It's because there's a shooting.
You were the clock that was ticking in my home. Changed my state of mind.
Ladies and
Love
gentlemen,
so hard to find.
we got him.
Got it.
No, we got him.
Wait, that's not to celebrate.
Is that from Osama bin Laden?
I think it might have been. We got him. But Obama said that,
But
right?
yeah, I thought Obama said it.
We'll just do this one then. This is a celebration.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
We all been rickrolled.
Yeah, right.
Who's hurt you? Never gonna make you cry.
We're going to make you cry. We're not going to make you die.
Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
We'll take it.
That's it.
Hey, anyway, I mean,
So no shootings.
you got to, right?
That's pretty fucking great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
So it just
a
proves
good
that Republicans' thoughts and prayers are working.
hey, 1 week at a time, right? 1 week at a time.
We thought and prayed the shit out of those shootings, and they're gone. No more mass shootings. I feel confident saying that's not going to happen anymore. And happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all the mothers out there.
Yep. Happy Mother's Day.
Like my title says, voluntary and forced. There's a lot of forced mothers now that weren't there last year. You can't get abortions now.
Yeah.
So happy forced Mother's Day, even.
Right. Just even if you didn't want to be a mother. Now you should vote.
That's what happens when you don't vote. You get what you get. So, okay. So no shootings. But what was the biggest news this week? You guessed it.
Is he always trying to be the biggest news?
Donald Trump. Guilty. He was guilty. Like the GOP says, guilty is just the way I say that I love you. It's just how I say it.
Is this the first one, right? Of the many? Not many guilty.
First verdict against him. Well,
first
no, there was
verdict.
the one against his business, but personally,
Okay, that's right.
He was found not really guilty. He was found liable for sexually molesting Jean Carroll, and what was the other thing he did? Oh, and defamation.
Yeah.
He defamed.
So he pays.
He's innocent of rape, according to his lawyers. He didn't get charged with rape.
So he pays a fine in both, right? One fine for his business and one
about
personal.
$5 million for this one. The other one was $1.6 million. Chump change for a billionaire.
So they're just gonna, they're just kind of gonna nickel him, dime him. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. He's got another defamation trial with the same lady. He got this trial was for when he was out of office and defamed her. She's still suing him for when he was in office and defamed her. But that one's in court being debated whether or not he can be sued because he claimed to be working, representing the United States when he defamed her before. And that's being debated. That was a duty of my office was to defame Jean Carroll. Clearly, everyone knows that. As a president, you have to say people are fucked. They're fucking whores. That's what you're.
Isn't he just the fucking?
And what's great is after this trial, he defamed her again on Twitter And then he went on CNN and for that debacle.
So if you're going by like 5,
Denver again.
5, 10, 15, 20, you know what I mean?
He can be sued
So,
again.
Yeah. He just doesn't.
He doesn't
He's
quit.
gonna. I mean, the other part of his being a star is that everybody knows who he is. Everybody knows who he is.
Oh,
So
you
did
remember
you
what he
watch?
said about being a star?
Well, but the weirdest part is after, they came out of that first one. They were talking to some of the Republicans, and one Republican said, or the reporter said that he was judged by a jury of his peers, and the guy was like, "Is this a joke? Is that a joke? Jury of his peers."
Oh yeah, that was the black congressman who got votes for House of Representatives speaker.
So who were they supposed to get?
Don't even tell me that. Don't even try to bring that to me.
Were they supposed to get like 9 Elon Musks in there? Is that what they're supposed to get?
Well, it's peers. I mean,
I mean, is that
people who lie about their income? That's pretty much everybody.
right?
They could have been.
Did
Anybody.
you cheat on your taxes? Yeah, I did. All right, you're on the jury.
You can do it.
Congratulations.
You cheat on your wife. Let's go down the cheat list.
Right? Have you ever tried to overthrow the government? Well, as a matter of fact, you're on.
Yes, and yes. So to be his peer, you have to do those things. Have you had sex with a porn star? Have you had sex with a playmate? Have you had sex with the guy down the street? Have you
ever cut funding in order to let a pandemic in from from China?
Hey, I did the China virus. I did the great thing. Here's some of the things he said in the. This is on CNN. They pointed out the things that they thought some of his best lines. Well, I don't know if he actually canceled Christmas, he said about Boris Johnson, who was fighting off allegations that his staff broke lockdown rules for a Christmas party. And so they asked Trump about it. He goes, I don't know if he canceled Christmas, which makes no fucking sense. And away we go. What do you think of Boris Johnson being accused of having a Christmas party during COVID? I'm not sure he canceled Christmas. What? Trump? What? Clearly didn't know what he's talking about. So, and they
want him to be president again.
They asked him about his lawyer, Sidney Pyle. Remember her? No, she didn't work. She didn't work for me. She was a lawyer that represented General Flynn and some others. She never officially, she was not on our side, on our stamp. I guess from the standpoint of what she was doing, but she didn't work for me as per se. That's what she didn't work for me. And then we go to Rudy Giuliani, who said, we're representing President Trump, Sidney Pyle and I, and Jim. We're all representing President Trump. So, yes, she did work for you, President Trump. And she admitted she was part of the big lie. When she got sued, she's saying, "Oh no, it was all a lie," but everybody knew it. And then he said, when I was running in 2016, Christmas was like, you couldn't say the word. I said the word, and I said, we're going to bring back Christmas, and we're going to be saving Christmas. So you couldn't say Christmas before I became president. Donald Trump saved Christmas.
Yep.
Coming to a conservative news channel near you. Very soon. I said Christmas, everyone. You couldn't say Christmas. If you said Christmas, people would shit on you in the street. That's what would happen. They would take down their pants and shit on you. What's he fucking talking about?
I'm just waiting for my Donald Trump Santa Claus NFT to come in. Him and Melania in the sleigh.
They go up in value, so it's really a good investment. His other ones are worth like $5,000-$6,000 now.
Right? You have,
that's a 500% profit if you bought an NFT from him. You should sell it. I'm thinking you should sell it.
Don Jr. up front with his red nose, just a little Coke on it.
Oh, good plan.
Flying through the air.
None of the other moguls kids would play with Don Jr. Is it Don Jr. with your nose so bright? Won't you do this line tonight? I look at what's happening. Here's what he said. This is about transgender athletes. This is Trump's brilliant commentary.
Oh, no.
Tremendous. I look at what's happening, and the whole female athlete thing is a very big deal. 2, I see that the swimming record was broken by 18 seconds Another one was broken by 38 seconds. Okay.
So you're okay with it. All right, great. Moving on.
That's it.
You love transgender. That's what it sounded like to me.
At least he knew something about this story. I don't know if his facts are accurate or not.
But he just said what it was, right? He didn't say it was terrible, right?
No, he didn't take a position at all.
He
So,
just
I'm looking
he just
into
literally said what happened.
it. Yeah. And then
So
they asked him about
I know about it. That's
his
about
new
it.
book. He's got a new book coming out. Did you know it? What about your new book, Donald? So it's a book of pictures, largely with statements, but a book of pictures. So I got something out there for my fans. It's pictures of me, and it'll probably be ripped muscles with a cape and guns, shit, NFTs.
Right.
If you didn't get enough NFTs, you can get the book.
You
the
need to
book
get
of
the book of
Trump.
NFTs.
That's what he said about his book.
You know, and some Trump as various world figures, right? Trump as Einstein, Trump as Mother Teresa, right?
He's the perfect guy for that.
Trump as creepy priest.
What did you think about your presidency? Even though we were surrounded by maniacs that were looking to do damage, but we had a great presidency in terms of what we rebuilt the military.
Why is he talking like to Mark Meadows like that? Mark Meadows was just like a step stool. he
said he hired the maniacs, right?
Right. Mark Meadows was just in the room. They would just prop their feet up on Mark Meadows while they just like did shit around him. He shouldn't talk about Mark Meadows like
I don't
he's
have
a
a
maniac.
cough button, people. Sorry, you got a cold. You don't get to hire the maniacs and then bitch that you're surrounded by maniacs,
right? Well, not even just hire. They just had an open door into the White House. Anytime the My Pillow guy wanted to come into the White House,
come on in.
And
buy my pillow. You know I was a crack addict. Everything's good now. He was a crack addict.
And that's where the weird comparisons of Andrew Jackson go along the line. So he was an everyman. He let the people come into the White House.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm yawning. We cut taxes. You know, the biggest tax cut in history. As you know, biggest regulation cuts in history. And then CNN felt obligated to say, no, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't the biggest tax cut in history.
But you know, it was just the same old shtick, right? He called her nasty, and for some reason they had a lot of pro-Trump people in the audience, and CNN lost a ton of credibility in the whole thing.
We had some great people, we had some great generals, but not the guys you see on TV, which is odd because they ask him where he got his military ideas, and Trump says, I got them by watching television.
Yeah.
So
he should have been booed off the stage.
I watched
on several occasions.
That's where he got his military advice, but not from the ones on TV because they weren't the great generals.
No, Hogan's Heroes is where he got his fucking.
I think nothing.
I'm watching the news. I'm watching in the news.
He says, as far as hostages, we got everybody back. Everybody. We got everybody came back. And not true. Not even close. And then one guy came back dead. Does that count?
Oh, yeah.
Dead guy. If I do decide, the question whether if he might not run for president, if I decide that, I think my base is going to be very angry. Very angry. They might do something like try to take over the country. They might attack the House of Republicans, House of Representatives. I call them Republicans. You know, same people. They would be angry if he doesn't run. You think that's true? I think they'd be like, if he doesn't run, I think they'd be going, oh, okay. Thank God, I can quit all this shit now. I think a lot of them. I think a lot of them are burned out on Trump, but they keep fighting for him because they know liberals hate him.
Well, I think there's two things to that. I think, yes, there is a part that no liberals hate him, but there's also a part that know that Trump is their only shot, right?
Well,
Trump will do.
It's not like Biden is
bidding. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I'm actually afraid that if Trump doesn't run, they've got a better chance of winning. Personally, I think they can't win with Trump.
Maybe, but there's a certain part of Trump's following, right, that see Trump as their only avenue to power.
Yeah, this is a guy who's never won the popular vote in any election that he was in.
I don't think that changes the type of militants I'm talking about that still follow him and still see him as a person they could possibly manipulate to do whatever they want to do if he's able to gain power back. That's what I'm talking about.
They asked him about him endorsing candidates. He goes, they don't want the endorsement of Trump. You remember for years, you heard the expression of an endorsement isn't worth the paper it's written on. And then this whole thing came along, and it's very, very important. It's a very important treasure. Does that make any sense?
He's honored to be nominating these people to lose is essentially because what only
A third, I think.
two of them run, right? 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about every race, but I know
Because
the
Vance won here.
Vance won here. He's about
Yeah.
the only one. And then that was a Republican seat already, so it wasn't a gain or anything.
And you know what that was? That was just anybody who was also a guest on The View. That's who won that.
Who was running against him?
Who? Vance?
Vance, yeah.
The old congressman from Ohio. Tim, or not Tim.
Oh, yeah, Tim Ryan.
Tim Ryan, that's right.
I thought he was a good candidate, but
You know what? Had he gotten more in the national primary, I think he would have done better in trying to become a senator. You know what I mean? He didn't go very far.
Mhm.
And so that didn't show the Democrats that they needed to pump money into him because they didn't give him any money.
Right. Which hurt.
He should have ran for governor instead of Nan Wally.
Trump was asked who would be a good future leader of the party, and his answer was me.
Of course it was.
He goes, we're at 96% of the party approval, which is a great honor. So he asked about someone else to be the new leader. It was me.
Right.
And he said he's appointed approximately 30%. Some people say 32% of the judges. Okay, but shouldn't that be an exact number? Shouldn't he know? It's like a past thing already. It's written down.
No.
Should you be guessing what percentage it was? Shouldn't you already know that?
He also kind of listens to what people tell him. You know?
I also did 3 justices. They asked him about the Supreme Court. I did 3 justices. Great way with words. I did them. I did Kevin.
Well, maybe there's something we don't know about that whole, ceremony that we didn't know before.
Amy Berman, or whatever her name is. Amy
Comey Barrett.
Amy Comey Barrett did her. I did Brett Kavanaugh. And I did, who else did he do? Gorsuch.
Yeah.
And Biden, his son got $3.5 million from the wife of the mayor of Moscow. No proof whatsoever.
You know what? Hey, if it makes Republicans feel better for Hunter Biden to go into a weak ass prison for 2 years so we can play golf and tennis and shit, send him. I don't care. I don't care about Hunter Biden. I don't care.
Well,
that's going to be the one story. We're going to say
insurrection,
and they're going to say, well, Hunter Biden got convicted. He tried to overthrow the government. Hunter Biden got convicted. I don't care.
He never worked for us.
Use Hunter Biden. I don't give a shit.
We'll throw him. We'll sacrifice.
It's not like he's going to get executed. Just send him for prison for 2 years and then let him come home.
Nobody was tougher on Russia than me. Nobody.
It'll probably look better on Biden if Hunter Biden goes to prison for 2 years. Because you know who should be in prison? Trump.
And Don Jr.
And Don Jr. and
Eric.
Take your pick.
And probably Barron is the only one that's not.
And you know what
Melania
the other part
probably
is?
did some legal shit.
Has there been there might have been a private one, but there been a public forum and about COVID, the pandemic?
Yeah, they did. They just
Was that a public one?
Yeah, it's the Congress, the House of Representatives is doing it right now.
Oh, they're doing it right now.
They're trying to blame Fauci, though. It's a Fauci committee, is what it is. And every time some testimony comes up, it makes them look stupid. I mean, someone said maybe it came from the lab, and that's all it takes for them to say it came from the lab. We don't know where it came from yet. There's no evidence where it came from, but the Republicans have decided it came from the lab, so that's all there is.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's back here, just like.
So Jimmy Carter did the Olympic thing. That didn't work out because Carter canceled the Olympics that one year. Russia was invading Afghanistan and shit. A lot of people think they did it so I would lose the election. That's what China released the COVID, so I would lose. But I got 12 million more votes than I got the first time. So what am I saying here? They did it to stop me, but I got 12 million more votes, and they stopped. They still lost. That's their contention, that he could get 75 million, but there's no way Joe Biden could get 81 million. And he didn't get 75 million, by the way. He lost by 8 million votes. So that means he got 73 million, right?
I can tell you exactly how they screwed up. It's because people were able to have the convenience of voting from home. They didn't have to go out.
The second time?
Well, when Joe Biden beat Trump?
Yeah. That was mail-in voting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but even the people that had to go out, you saw them in lines. And that's why they're all doing their best to cut all that shit out.
He claims the record for the most votes, John.
Yeah, well,
He lost by 8 million votes. I have the record for the most votes, 75 million, most votes. But here, you don't get to lose a race in the Olympics.
You know,
to finish second and say I have the record. You can say I broke the old record. That's fine, but you don't have the fucking record when you finish second.
I think we need to collectively stop getting angry at Donald Trump being Donald Trump, and not even call them out to an extent, because they're going to lose anyway. They're going to lose. The more he talks, the more he hangs himself, and they're going to lose. Don't get me wrong. You need to be vigilant and everything, and everybody vote, but they're going to lose. The only sad part is that they have the Supreme Court for the next 40 years locked up.
We need to add more justices, I think. I
mean, that's the bigger issue, right?
They asked him about how he got along with world leaders on that CNN. I didn't get along with the weak ones. The weak ones I didn't get along with. The tough ones I got along with. I know a lot of tough people that are stupid. So, did he just call?
Was he talking about Herschel Walker?
Did he just call Putin and Xi and Young, all his favorites, Kim Jong Un?
Morons.
Did he call him stupid just now? I think that's what it means to say, I got along with the tough ones, but there's a lot of tough people that are stupid. All right. Does that mean the weak leaders are smart? Is that what I'm supposed to infer?
It's true. I gave him a paperclip. He didn't know what to do with it. Thought it was a pen.
I know a lot of stupid people that are frankly very tough. They are the most dangerous, actually.
Yeah, no, he's not wrong.
No kidding, because he's not very
crazy as shit.
He's pretty stupid.
I watched that Ginny Thomas and Clarence Thomas PBS thing.
Oh, that had to be great.
Frontline. What? It was good. I don't think it went far enough. I think they could have done 2 hours.
They just want to drive in a camper all around America, don't they, John?
Well, you know what was funny? They did show that part, and I thought of you whenever they showed that part. But what was funny was when Ginny Thomas first got to DC, she fell into this cult. And then, all these years later, she's involved in another cult.
What was the original cult?
It was like
Stepford Wives, or
no? It was it had to do with a part of a religious cult.
Like our backgrounds.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ooh, Ginny Thomas, Ginny Thomas, watch our podcast.
Oh, fall in, Ginny, fall in.
Fall in, Ginny. Come on in, Ginny.
So
Wouldn't it
yeah,
be
I thought
great
that
if
was
Benny Thomas
interesting.
became our biggest fan and started promoting us.
Just behind closed doors in forward emails.
And
I just see her as
Supreme
the
Court
email
cases.
queen. I'm just emailing again to
Oh
tell
my
you.
God. Did you see all the cases that came out that the guy that was bribing him gave him money? There was a ton of cases.
Oh, from Harlan, Crow.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit that he He even changed. He wrote one of those papers on one case, and then after Harlan Crow gives him money, he completely reversed his position for the money.
Well, the interesting part on this documentary, they said before he was this, really big into Malcolm X, and he was just, militant and everything like that. And he gets he has an orgasm. He just jizzes, gets a hard on every time he does the exact opposite of what people think that he should be saying or doing, right? So he's trying to keep proving that he's his own person and independent of, his race to an extent, and that's what he's
and
because he didn't like the implications of affirmative action.
No, right.
Which I can understand the point.
Which he always was against that. He was always against that.
Yeah.
Except when he was taking it.
Right, but then the best part, Marv, the best part of the whole documentary was this lady talking about when he was sexually harassing these women in this office, and they had a little person that was like a typist in the office, and Clarence Thomas said, "Well, she's got one of them fat asses."
Pat with a P.
Like,
Pat with a P, right?
Yeah, I was like,
that makes it a good ass.
I was like, well, all right, Clarence, all right.
I rule. My ruling is that she's got a fat ass.
Yeah, I guess maybe you fall in with a certain part of what everybody thinks you're. You know what I mean? And it's like you're not looking at the weeping of the willows.
Oh, and Trump wants us to go ahead and default on the debt. This is ruin the economy. It's okay. Ruin it. Never before done. Just trash everything because everything will be great. Then I'll get reelected if we can trash the economy. He don't give a shit about America. He'd rather throw our economy into turmoil than lose.
Well, no, because he was part of it, right? Whenever they kept saying having the zero interest rate, and
he created the largest debt in our country's history.
And he wanted to keep it. I mean, it was almost like a collusion between him and the market, where as long as he was up there and they kept having the zero interest rate and they were getting all this free money the whole time. And now every time they would try to raise the rate or something like that, then the market would throw a fit and just like bottom out.
Erdogan.
And he'd be like, no, give him more money.
Erdogan is the leader of Turkey.
Yeah.
And he did the opposite. He lowered rates. Most countries were raising rates. He lowered them, and their economy's in the shitter right now. And we actually have a great economy right now, but you wouldn't know it based on.
Again, well,
I mean, our economy that's why they're raising the rates even more, is because our economy is still on fire.
Well, and Musk is letting them edit tweets and stuff. So he admitted to it on Twitter.
Musk is a joke.
Oh, it's just, if there was another alternative, if we had the capital and or money to start an alternative to Twitter, now would be the time. What's that? Yeah, exactly like Parler, where we can speak our minds.
And Trump won't comment whether he'd have a federal abortion ban or not. So that's kind of bold of him.
If you're on Parler, how can you believe anything that's happening on Parler?
That's what Ben Palmer came and did our festival. Did I tell you that story?
No,
Oh, maybe I should.
We're not talk about. Are you going to talk about comedians? Because then he's gonna.
Well, no, maybe I shouldn't, because he said he might get sued.
Well, all right. Well,
he's got like an ironclad. He's got the Borat gave him the paper that he uses when he interviews people.
Yeah.
It basically is almost ironclad that you can't lose in court because they agreed to. everything. So I'm not going to talk about that. Never mind. Go see
Okay.
Ben Palmer if you want to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we love Ben Palmer. He's great at poking the bear, and he does it the right way. Comedically. I hope he doesn't get anything happen to him legally. It shouldn't because he's.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, you're
if he
doing
does,
comedy,
you do what he does, he's going to get
It's-
sued
so
because he
but
picks
he's
on
fighting
people,
a good fight. Yeah, I mean,
especially Republicans. But he'll pick on anybody. He doesn't care.
yeah, he doesn't care, and that's why we like him.
Trump could resolve the Ukrainian conflict in one day. Blah blah blah. I'm tired of talking about Trump. Are you?
Yeah, I'm really tired of talking about Trump, but the bad part is that he's still lingering. He's like COVID, right? He's still hanging around, and we need like something that a vaccine to get rid of him.
I will say this. I found it perplexing to me. Of course, I wasn't in the trial, so I don't know. But they convicted him of sexually abusing Jean Carroll, but not raping her. I'm like, to me, it's like if you believe her story.
So they that's because they just convicted him of grabbing her pussy.
Which he admitted he would do that to people.
Yeah.
Because it's what stars could do.
Yeah.
Million years.
That's seriously. I think that's what they convicted him on.
That's like, I don't understand why you wouldn't believe he raped her if you believe he did all the other shit.
Because I think that they probably had to, in order to get him, they probably had to narrow the definition for these people as narrow as possible into this, like, no pun intended, hole, right?
Yeah, but I mean, she said he penetrated her and stuff. So
yeah,
they believe most of what she said, but was it actually rape? They said no.
Right, but let's say he did. Let's say it was as narrow as grabbing, her pussy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it was like he said, and she said he penetrated her, then that could mean a number of things, right? It could mean his penis. It could be digits. It could be whatever.
Emotional damage.
An emu? Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo wee woo.
Helicopter. You know what that reminds me of? I was in Kuala Lumpur, and I was in this like bus station because we were trying to go to one of these temples, and this Indian guy was sitting on a bench, and I sat next to him, and I told him that we were going to go look at this certain temple or whatever. He's like, "Can I tell you? Can I tell you?" And I was like waiting. I was like, yeah. What, I was waiting for this, like, he's going to tell me about this temple. He was going to tell me about, something profound. He was like, and he did. He was like, all these religions, I've been everywhere. I see all these religions. Can I tell you? They're all bullshit. All bullshit.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
Like,
you're not that guy.
I was like, all right, well, thank you. I was like, thank you.
You're
kind of thought that already, but thank you. Most profound thing anybody's ever said to me on a park bench.
I've been everywhere. It's all bullshit.
Yeah. He's like, Christianity. He's like, tried it. He's like, Hindu, tried it. They tried to take your money. Bullshit. Fair enough.
No. Wait.
You're telling me that religions are fake? Is that what you're
And there's like, there's hundreds of religions, so, but it was pretty funny.
Well, I got to believe in this. This is what I truly believe in.
Helicopter. Para
Yep, helicopter.
That's what I believe in. Whoever you are, John.
Yeah, all the time. It's helicopter.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Come on. What the hell? All right, let's move on to a new topic.
All right.
Another great American, George Santos.
Oh, yeah. We're only on topic 2? We're like an hour in.
Yeah, I know. We're 40 minutes in.
Oh,
George
Jesus.
Santos was arrested.
Poor guy. Was he arrested in his heels?
Let's find out.
You know, that's when the Republicans left him. It's whenever they found out that he also did drag. They were like, "Look, man. I mean, it's our thing now. We're against drag." Now, if he comes out against drag and said that, you know, that made him lie, like doing drag made him like tell all these lies and stuff, and now that he's not doing drag, he sees himself as this honest person. Now, then the Republicans can get behind that, right? He's got to flip it for himself. He's got to turn more Republican on himself.
The highlights of his arrests, of course, were wire fraud, money laundering, lying to Congress, and collecting $25,000 in unemployment when he was working. He made $120,000 and collected $25,000 in unemployment. He's literally the welfare queen. All the Republicans warn us about. So the wire fraud, pretty big deal. He loaned his own campaign $750,000 and claimed to have earned it, and the company said, "You didn't get it from us." So
who did he work for?
Where'd that money come from? Where did $750,000 come from that went into his campaign? Russia, maybe.
You know what the sad part is, Marv?
Evil? What?
You know what the sad part is, Marv? George Santos is going to go to prison before Donald Trump.
Yeah, I believe that.
Not only before, but he will go to prison and Donald Trump will not. And that's the sad part.
I don't think they're going to charge a member of Congress unless they've got ironclad proof. Despite the fact that every other congressman they've arrested has gotten away with it. Oh, okay. Bob Menendez, I thought they had him, and he was found not guilty. Remember?
Yeah, but they really want to get this guy, right?
Yeah. Didn't Herschel Walker do some of the stuff Santos did, or is that just me misremembering?
I don't know.
You know, you have to get 2 terms to get the lifetime benefits in Congress. It's okay.
Just 4 years?
George will say he got 2 terms. So
that's not a bad deal if you think about it. They only got to serve 4 years.
Yeah.
And they get lifetime benefits. Maybe I'm running for Congress.
They're not getting rid of him. They said the Republican stance is, well, it's one thing to charge somebody. It's another thing to convict him.
Convict him, yeah.
Until he's convicted, he's a member of Congress, which is, I mean, it sets the standard, and it seems to be fair in some ways. But, dude, we know this guy lied about all that shit. He's already admitted a lot of it.
Yeah, and he wasn't bashful about it either. It's like the new, it's like the new must-see TV, right? That they can put up on a clip or whatever.
I'm Jewish.
Yeah. He's like,
I played. I was a setter for my college volleyball team. I was a starting point guard for the Boston Celtics. I was backup quarterback to Tom Brady during all the Super Bowl games. I found a cure for cancer.
He ate matzo ball soup one time.
And he ate matzo ball soup one time, which makes him Jewish.
Right.
And his parents died in the Holocaust, which they're very surprised to hear.
Right.
Because they're like, what? I didn't die, George. I'm still.
Well, I wish you did.
Was it his grandmother? He said his grandmother died. I don't remember his exact claim. Let's put in a. I don't remember exactly what he lied about, but I know he lied. So.
Had you, though, it would have been great for my story. Why didn't you?
Why didn't you? Why didn't you get swept up in the Holocaust, Grandma?
Well, see, the thing is, my grandma, when she lived in Brazil, she lived next to a Nazi. And every day seemed like she was living in the Holocaust. So
because he's like, hey, your leaves are on my lawn. Get them up, all the time.
Right?
All that shit. Hey, you're over the line. Don't mow on my grass. Don't mow on my grass.
Pick up the clippings. Why will you not pick up your clippings?
Okay, so George Santos, not a surprise, finally arrested. That's pretty fast, really.
Good for him. Yeah, really, compared to everybody else.
Okay, the debt limit. The debt limit is money that we've already spent and Congress is agreeing to pay it.
I mean, who looks worse, right?
And it's already been approved by Congress. The bills were already approved. So this is just when the credit card payments come due. That's all.
Yeah, Republicans are playing football.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they want to ruin the economy because if we don't pay the bills we owe, we look bad, and it's never happened before. We've never not paid our bills before, so it could throw the world economy into a shit, which would hurt all of us. All of our interest rates would go up. There's nothing good about this for our American people.
What is it going to take in order to get the credit rating back to the AAA?
I don't know. Is it not AAA now?
Yeah, it's still it got lowered, and I don't think it's went back up.
Our debt limit, our bond, our
credit rating.
That was during Obama, or was that during Trump?
It'd be like it'd be weird if it was Trump. It'd be weird if they were like oh hey Marv, your credit rating is a little bit higher than America's. Can America loan some? Can we get some scratch? Can we loan some money off? Can good old Uncle Sam get some from you?
So last year it was at AAA rating was in 2011 was Obama, right? Oh, that's okay. When they played these games with remember the Republicans did the game thing with paying your loans and shit.
Oh, that's right.
But it wasn't this. It had to be something else. So we're AA plus with a stable outlook. But it could be 2 days ago, Standard & Poor's cut the U.S. credit rating for the first time in 2011. What? Nation's debt is a lot worse now. So we owe $31 trillion now. Biden says he cut the spending $1.7 trillion. He said he's the only president to ever do that. So I don't know if that's true or not, though. I do believe Trump raped a girl, but it didn't come up my way either. So what do I know? He just molested her. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still harmful regardless, right? Damn it. I said no more Trump. And what did I do? Okay. Yeah, we went right back to it. And you don't even have the wig on. Most popular names for kids. Let's talk about that. You ready? Okay. Are we moving on too fast? No, I thought we already talked about it. That was early. That was in the pre-show with Patrick. That I got me a car big as a whale. I got my car big as a whale. Oh, child predator keeps help avoiding consequences. That's Republican. Okay. Why do Republicans support child molesters? I don't know. Ian, was that one of the names that was still up there? Yeah. Ian, no, it wasn't Ian. It was Oliver. I'm trying to find the list here. Sorry. Oh, here they are. Liam. You said Liam, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah. Noah, Oliver, Olivia, Emma, and Charlotte. Those will be the names you'll be hearing at your kids' graduation ceremonies in the future. I already hear them. Yeah, because they're at the kids' party. Olivia's having a party, Dad. Can I go? That's the top baby names of last year. Man, and if you don't remember that kid's name, they are not happy. Liam, you named him after a guy who always gets his daughter back. That's a strong. I said I keep yawning. Yeah. That's a strong move. That's a strong. You're gonna take a nap after this. Luna is a big one too. Did you know that? A lot of people are naming their kids Luna, which ironically is one of the top name for female dogs too. It bumped out Harper. So I know Luna, a few Harpers.
I don't know.
No
I don't
new
know if I know
additions
any
to top
Lunas.
10 male names. A few of them switched places, and the top 10 female names saw only one new entry, Luna, which bumped out Harper. You know any Harpers?
I do. I remember back in the 1600s when John used to be the top name. Back in the 1600s.
You know what the number one name was from 1970 until 1984? Guess that name.
Marvin.
No, for girls. I'm sorry.
Marvina.
No. It starts with a J.
Let me think. Jezebel.
No.
What was it?
What do you know?
Bunch of hoer. Oh no, go ahead. Jenny.
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yeah. It was replaced in 85 by Jessica.
Oh, Jessica.
Then Emily ran from 96 to 2007.
Yeah, I had a lot of Jessicas. I didn't have any. I don't think very many Emilys.
And since 2009, we're in the era of Olivia. That's the number one name since 2019. And we might be that for years. Olivia might be the number one name for years.
Olivia and Oliver.
Michael was the top name from 1954 to 1998. David sold the number one spot only once. That was in 1960. And baby name expert Laura Wattenberg told NPR that popularity is a dominant factor. Popular just means well liked. No child's life was ruined by having a popular name. So fear not Olivia's and Liam's of the world. You may meet others like you, but you're still one of a kind. Would it ruin you to find another John?
Oh, there's so many. And there's a difference between John with H's and John with no H.
You're not even in the top 10 anymore, though, John.
No H's are weird. Yeah.
Liam, Noah, Oliver, James, Elijah. That's a surprising one. William, Henry, Lucas, Benjamin, and Theodore. How many of these were presidents' names? Liam was not. Was it? There was not an Oliver for president, was there?
I don't believe so.
James, yes. Elijah.
Yeah, James.
I don't think there's ever been an Elijah. There's William and Henry, yes. Lucas, no. Benjamin and Theodore. So only 3 of them were not presidential names. And none of these were presidential names, by the way, the ones coming up. Olivia, Emma, Charlotte, Amelia, Sophia, Isabella, Ava, Mia, Evelyn, and Luna.
Yeah, of course, none of those are presidential names because.
Are you going to say something misogynist now? Are you coming?
Well, there haven't been.
Are you going to say some misogynist shit?
Grab his dick and twist it!
I'm not. Of course, they wouldn't be presidential as of yet because there weren't any female presidents. Right?
No.
It's not even misogynistic. It's just the fact. I mean, maybe in the future, one of them, but as of right now.
There's a legendary story about one of our administrators in Akron schools, and it was that the teacher was getting an observation, and he looked around and saw this bulletin board, and he goes, "Great, you teach great. Your classroom is widely decorated. I just noticed you had this row of pictures of famous people in America, and they were all white people. And why don't you have any black people up?" And the teacher came back with, "Well, that's the president of the United States." And that was before Obama. It was before
Frederick
Obama.
Douglass didn't get elected.
Yeah, it was before Obama. So he goes, that's all presidents. Oh, okay. I withdraw the criticism. No, we didn't. You left it on this.
Turns out I'm a moron.
You left it on his observation that, my bad.
Sorry. I should write, I'm an idiot right next to that part, huh?
So that stayed on the guy's thing.
That's one of those times there's like, motherfucker, learn to read.
So the most popular names was Liam and Olivia, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll have President Olivia one day.
Moving on from there. Gen Z. What is the generation that was happening now? What's the newest generation, John? Do you know?
Alpha, right?
Alpha.
That's what we had to look it up.
The
Well, this
kids
is the
are
second time
alphas
we looked
now.
this up. Yeah.
This is the kids are
Alphas.
alphas. So I don't know what to say about that. They're switching. Apparently, the millennials and the alphas are leaving the digital phones and going back to the old flip phones and stuff. I don't think they want to be tracked.
Yeah, and soon it says they're going to just get rid of cars altogether and go back to wagons.
Would be great.
Yep, they're just going to
Local,
wagons.
local stores would flourish.
Yep.
Joe Biden could go. I remember what this was like when I used to take the stagecoach to elementary school. I used to do that every day. We'd hop on the stagecoach and go to school. You got your stagecoach tickets, John? Have you got them?
I got to. I got to get them. I got to get them for the trolley.
There was a dangerous dog in Britain.
Did you say
It
dog?
was biting police officers on the testicles. That's he was biting them on the balls. That's a friendly dog, I think. I don't know.
Well, what did those police officers do to that dog?
Now, before we make fun of them, we should show the picture of the dog in question because that is a big dog. Is it showing up?
Oh shit!
No, I got that is a big boy. That is one big dog. That dog come up and bite you on the balls. You're not gonna like it, John.
Right, and they didn't. I mean, they didn't pull up their weapons or nothing. They were, caught unawares because that dog's white.
He caused 2 cuts on the man's balls.
They couldn't racial profile that dog, so that's why they were caught off guard.
Dude, he cut his balls when he bit it. That's not just a little love tap.
And they didn't. And that dog's still alive.
Yeah, the guy got a ticket.
Well, that's England for you. If that was America, that dog would have been dead in the street.
And the guy's name was Islam. I mean, come on. How could they not shoot this dog?
Yeah.
Islam was cautioned and charged.
Yeah, are you kidding? In America,
the dog was
that
seized
dog
and put in the
was shot,
kennels.
and then the owner would have been shot, and then the cops would have found some way to have their, lives threatened by the guy.
But Mr. Islam is regretful and instructed me to phone the officer and apologize. So,
I'm sure he is.
Hello, officer.
I'm sure he is.
I'm
Wait,
sorry, my dog.
Was this the only time that dog? I thought you said the dog did it. Did the dog do it multiple times?
No, I guess that's it.
Oh, it was just the one
I
time.
don't know.
All right,
I
I guess it was
enjoy that
one
term.
time he bit balls. It's a pass. But I thought it was like he had just it was a crime spree of this dog going out and just biting Bobby's balls.
Well, the dog is probably part of the alpha generation too, John.
It's
That's pretty alpha.
one
move,
thing
I
at a
think.
time. Right?
That's an alpha move to bite someone's testicles and
yes,
cause
it's
2 cuts. Not just
certainly
bite 'em,
alpha.
not just put your mouth on them, but to actually cause 2 cuts.
Mm.
That is nuts. Oh no, I didn't do. That's too easy.
You would have been weirder if the dog just had the balls in his mouth but didn't crunch down. He just let him sit there. That'd have been
Right.
weirder.
That's right. That would have been weird. And then here's what he should have said. He should have said,
Grab his dick and twist it.
"Don't you ride his dick and you twist it. You don't bite it. You twist it. Everybody knows that. You don't.
Don't just hold it in your mouth.
Come on, bruh. You don't
No.
like the balls.
I heard that a lot over the weekend. I heard a lot of bruh.
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 Why did you hear bruh a lot?
Because I was on a field trip, chaperoning a field trip for 4th graders. That's why,
Oh, they were calling you bruh.
bruh.
They call you that?
And for my 6th grader, or for my 6-year-old, bruh.
Hey, you want to hear? Craig Peters was just. I told you about his jokes last week, right? He was describing his time during COVID, and he said, "I won Pornhub." He goes, "I won." That's pretty funny to me. I don't know.
How do you? Yeah, well,
He won Pornhub. Said they sent
I
me.
guess everybody wins Pornhub.
Guinness. He said Guinness sent me a note, You've seen all the videos. That is laughed so hard at Craig Peterson. So funny. Let's get him on the podcast. I don't know if he'll do it. Oh, we got to get this. We got to go to this screen. Now we look better. All right.
All right. What do we have next?
You're going to like it. Lewis and Clark.
Oh, we're okay.
Anniversary.
The history
of Lewis and Clark. A lot of people don't know this. The only medicine they took on the trip was something called Dr. Rush's Thunderbolts. And it was a mixture of laxatives and mercury.
And that's how it came out, Thunderbolts.
If you got sick back then, the theory was you just needed to take a good shit. When you got sick, you need to take a good shit. That is a theory that may still be alive today amongst many people, that taking a shit solves the world's problems. But the mercury, I think we're against the mercury. But what was cool about the mercury, of course, is as they were shitting across the country, what happened, John?
They, as you pointed out earlier, Marv, they leave a trail.
So we could
snail trail.
We could do our own documentary. I don't know, the shits of Lewis and Clark.
Yeah, Lewis and Clark trail, right?
The Lewis and Clark shit trail. We could actually find the mercury deposits in the ground that their trip left all across the United States. Even when the Native Americans, only one person died on the trip, and that was from appendectomy. So it's pretty successful.
Could you imagine if we did this and then we just barged into this bank and we're like, no, you don't understand. It's historic. Lewis and Clark took a shit here.
You can't close this bank down. We need to mark it.
Right. We need to.
Well,
we need
theoretically,
to
it's already been marked, is what you're telling me.
This is a historic place.
Close it down.
Yeah.
Close the Denny's.
We got to. Everybody's got to get out of this Walmart.
Close it down. This is Denny's. Lewis and Clark shit here. Well, a lot of people shit here, sir.
Yeah, well, worst thing's the mercury.
The mercury is the best part of the food here,
right? You know how much plastic's in that toilet? That's all we feed him is plastic food.
That's one of our breakfast specials. Mercury and eggs. Over
Right.
easy.
A little a day will keep lightning coming out your ass.
And it was Lewis that was it Clark or Lewis that killed himself? Meriwether Lewis, who eventually turns out. What was amazing about that trip was he was a what is it when you are manic and then you're not?
Is that bipolar?
He had a serious case of bipolar. So it was amazing that he could keep records and stuff on the days when he was down low with it.
Mm-hmm.
So he had episodes of bipolar happening through the whole trip, and then afterwards, and he had an episode and he killed himself. He thought Clark was coming to save him, even when he killed himself. Thought he saw Clark coming, supposedly.
Huh.
So that was pretty cool. Edward Jenner.
I was going to say Sacagawea. You know, she was a important part of that, right?
You know, when I was in Chicago, they said the correct pronunciation is Chicagoea.
Really?
Yeah, because it's Native American. Any of our Native American friends out there, and I know you don't call yourself Native Americans, you're in a tribe. You call yourselves the true Americans, and you are. I give you that. Let us know the correct pronunciation of Chicagoea or Sacagawea. I think that's cool. It'd be cool to know the real name.
Yeah.
And we go to Edward Jenner. That's yours.
Oh, is he the smallpox guy? Here, hold on.
Yes, and
he came up with
he was opposed by
the first vaccination against smallpox,
and he was opposed
and then,
by.
One of the Kennedys. Yeah, they were like, no.
And a point and a model.
Yeah.
What was her name? That dated
Rose Kennedy. She was like, ah.
Jack. No,
I believe
Joe Kennedy.
Rose
Joe
the
Kennedy
first.
says, drink my rum. Don't drink the Jack. Drink rum.
Isn't that how the Kennedys go by? There's just like King, like John the First and Joe the First, and
they were bootlegging. So.
Robert the Third.
That's how they got rich. I don't remember who Robert Owen is. I'm sorry. I can't stop yawning today. Who's Robert Owen?
He was had to do with utopian socialists in the 19th century in Newtown, Wales.
Why do we want to talk about him?
I didn't. No, I don't know. There was
Louis the 14th. Louis the 14th came into power. The Sun King, the Great King, the one that made you, if you wanted to, you had to. I'll change my camera angle for this so you can see it. If you didn't knock on Louis's door, you had to go up and go. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Louis, come out to play.
That's
Louis.
And you could only.
And if you knocked, you'd be put to death.
And you had to keep your nails really long and make it really super creepy. Yeah. And
That's what Louis wanted.
And then once you got in the place, you could shit wherever you wanted. In a corner, on the rug.
They're known for that. It's French.
Yeah. Yeah, take a piss in the plant. Not a big deal. We'll get a new plant.
He built the what's that?
Versailles?
Versailles. He built Versailles.
Yeah. That's where they just
Words
took
are hard
shits
for me to
everywhere.
remember. Did you know that?
I'm sorry?
He built Versailles.
Yeah.
So, Versailles was featured. They played a lot of good music. Known for that.
Is he the one that did like everything in public? Like even like all right. I think I just got Rick rolled. Oh, there you're back.
What happened?
You froze and like that. It was kind of cool.
Did I hit something wrong?
I don't know. You like
This
paused.
is my I think there's an actual tape of King Louis the 14th that we could find. I can't. Oh,
I just wanna fuck a dude. His tongue is so sticky like glue. I made his dick hard and it grew. His dick is so cool. Sucking on it right after school. His dick is all covered in my drool.
so that was King Louis.
Oh, Louis. Just in front of everybody.
farted and a poopy almost slipped out.
Louis.
His real name though was.
And his name is John C.
It was King, man. He could do whatever he wanted. He could call himself John Cena. He could do whatever.
He was just going up there going like this. No, you can't see me. You can't see me.
You know what?
Yes.
That's probably where that started.
Yes, we can, King. Yeah, we can see you all right.
And the last thing we had was.
Wouldn't that be great though if there was one king that did that just walked around like completely naked or did whatever he wanted? He was like, "No, I'm ordained by God, and I proclaim I am invisible."
There's a story about a king who thought he was invisible. Who was that?
Which one was that? It wasn't George.
Because the saying is, the king's clothing. What's that saying?
Well, yeah, that's the emperor with no clothes, right?
Emperor with no clothes.
Or Emperor's New Clothes, or that was a Disney
Emperor
movie.
With no
I don't
clothes. With no clothes story.
I know Sid Caesar was in one of those.
What's the meaning of the emperor's? Oh, it's new clothes. You're right. It was not no
Okay.
clothes.
Right, it's an old tale, but I mean, because they convince him. Okay.
It's an idiom used to describe a situation in which most people praise or seem to believe something that is false or has no value because they're afraid to go against the general opinion. Wasn't there one about the
Mega. Mega. What?
Here's the picture of it where the king was walking around naked.
QAnon. What?
Yeah. Wasn't there one where the emperor has no clothes? I've heard that too.
There was a Sid Caesar movie back, I think in like the early 80s.
There's an emperor who's so exceedingly fond of new clothes. No, go away. I'll put this up on the screen. Present, share, Donald. Why does it say Donald? Oh, there it is. There it is. Here's a picture of it. And we're sharing it.
All right.
I'll make it bigger.
I like how we do this show like nobody's watching.
Many years ago, there was an emperor so extremely fond of new clothes that he spent all his money on being well dressed. He cared nothing about reviewing his soldiers, going to the theater, or going for a ride in his carriage. Is it not shown? He had a coat for every hour of the day. Instead of saying, as one might about any other ruler, the kings and council, here they always said, the emperor's in his dressing room. So it goes on that he got conned by somebody.
Yeah.
And that he had an invisible outfit, and he put it on. So the swindlers asked him to play their imaginary pattern. I know I'm not stupid, the man thought, so it must be that I'm worthy of my good office. That's strange. I mustn't let anyone find it out, though. So he praised the material he did not see. So because everybody else was saying they saw it, they all went along with it. And eventually the king's walking around naked because no one would tell the truth. All right. It's a quick summation. All right. Because our time's almost up here. Anything else? Any shows coming up?
No.
I'll probably
go
to Pharmacy tonight, probably. This is May 14th. Mother's Day.
May the 14th be with you, right?
My wife's working now, so.
Oh, okay.
I got to run out and get a Mother's Day gift, though. All right. It's good. We had fun.
Good. Hey, we got through the whole show.
Did everything.
Yeah. All right. There it is.
And we say goodbye to our sponsors. Hey, sponsors.
Thank you very much.
We're still available. No one sponsors us.
We'll have sponsors soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Marv.
Thanks.